Okay, here we go. Another Sunday night conversation with my man Big Worm on Don't Be a Dick podcast. Guys, we appreciate the support. We've had a big week here. We suffered the loss of the South High Lady Colonels. Their season came to an end. I'm still recovering, but here we are. We want to thank Emily's Interiors, Remodel Works, as always, Solar Wolf, Jeremy's Place of Employment and Home, Platt's Landscaping. Guys, we got a few different topics to discuss this week. Did Drew Bledsoe have to attend the parade or did he not? I don't know. We're going to solve it this week, or at least try to. All right, guys, here we are. And with like 2 weeks in a row now, we're getting this on again. We're gonna keep rolling, man. Big Worm, how's it going on this chilly Sunday?
We're out here. Don't be a dickin'.
Yeah, I like it.
Boy. Sundays is a general rule. I feel like that, like, obviously get your work in, do what you need to do, but like, it's supposed to be a little bit times, and it just works. Today was a good rest recovery day. Like we did garage hangs yesterday, had some good times with some good peoples, and then this week was productive. We had a good meeting this week at work. I try and do things a little bit different with meetings, where like 1 week's about setting up goals. Another week, we try and read a book a month, try and go over the book. The next week is more about like improving, whether it's a skill or something to do with work, things like that. And then like, depending on if there's 4 or 5 weeks in a month, if there's 5, I try and have one where we go out to lunch and just, go over stuff. But then there's also like month end push, like I do believe the beginning and the end should be a push, and just kind of how you set yourself up for success. Like one of the books that we read recently was about setting up habits, doing little changes. One thing that I took kind of personal was saying something that you already know that is a habit, setting up something else while you're doing it. And I'm going to use coffee because I feel like almost everybody drinks coffee, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking a little hiatus from coffee at the moment, which is cool. But I had a cup today, black coffee, nothing in it. It's a little bit different. But so say you're making your coffee, right? And you got to set it up in the coffee maker. And like some of these people have the minute brews, or some people have the ones you got to do overnight. Put something else in line with it to do that you can create another habit. Like if you're saying you don't have time to like do your push-ups, your sit-ups or whatever, like when you set up the coffee to run, do a couple push-ups, do a couple sit-ups, just as like obviously a bold-faced example, but like, or set up something else beside it. Like, all right, so like if you say you want to start eating fruit at night, like set up your fruit cup earlier in the day. When you go to make your coffee, you can have the fruit cup then. It's like habit stacking when you're doing something to figure out do something else. Setting up those times to read your books, self-improvement, whether it's physical, mental, like we need all of them. And I'm obviously always trying to focus on being better. And like, obviously I'm making a real commitment and stride to my health, mental health, and moving that forward up a couple notches. So
you got it.
Not that I need mental health. I'm a positive person. We good there, but more knowledge is power. It is a real thing. Like, so
no doubt, man.
That's my tip for this Sunday is like try and figure out something to better yourself in any way, shape, or form.
Legit. Viking wisdom on a Sunday on Parade Day.
If you want to get better at wielding swords or axes, you've got to wield swords and axes.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Step one, buy sword. Name it kindness. Kill people with kindness.
I dig all that. I dig all of that. That is phenomenal right there. So we got it's Parade Day. I did not attend. things did not go as planned this year, but we're going to set up a 1-year goal to execute that plan for next year.
Yes.
So I want to talk about Parade Day etiquette. Now, I worked parades. I never really went because I knew it wasn't really the scene for me. It always seemed like trouble. I've seen a few fights down there.
A few? Only a few? I'm impressed.
Yeah, I worked at the Blondie my first year, worked at Leitrim's a couple years. I never really went. The crowd kind of, it's uneasy. You know, people say amateur day. I won't dog anybody because whatever you want to do, that's your own business. But
Parade Day, nothing good happens after noontime. Like one of my close friends always said, like nothing happens good after midnight. Like Parade Day tends to be noon, but
is a very good point and was my first bullet point here. People should not be out after, I think, 4 p.m. Now, the very first parade that I worked was the beginning. I think I was 21 and I started working at the Blondie. So I worked before they started shutting the bars down at 4 o'clock. And it's a certain type of person that is out from 4 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. They used to stay over until 2 a.m. Zombie land, man. Nobody should be out past 4 o'clock. Go get drunk, go home, and wake up not arrested, not with a black eye, not injured, not with everyone's going to be hungover, but I think first etiquette, go home. Go home when you're supposed to go home.
It's a plus to know what you did. And granted, I feel like a majority of everybody we're talking to has probably been on both ends of this spectrum. Like, yeah, no, we should all do the right thing. And then you're mid party and it's like, ooh, no, I'm good. Like it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but you only started drinking at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, no doubt. And I'll shout to Mike Kirchie. I think he had his big party today. I think he had live music there and everything.
Nice.
So shout to him. It was a good comeback from what I've seen. We haven't had the parade in a couple of years, so phenomenal. I hope everybody had a great time. I hope everybody stays safe. What time is it right now? We're looking at 6:36, so you should already be home. Eating something greasy, hydrating, making sure you're gonna be able to get to work tomorrow. So that's that. Just don't be a dick. That's the bottom line.
Exactly. And this is awesome because like I said, we've both been in the bar scene and now being or adulting. Like I said, it's easy to be like, don't be a dick, but when you're caught up in the party, it's easy to also be like the show must go on.
The show has to go on, man. But it can go on in a safe environment. Safer than out on those streets, man. Don't be at the White Eagle at 12 o'clock. Pass call. But I don't know. All of them can stay open. I don't know. Green Street, Water Street. I don't know.
I was also remember when everywhere was closing at 4 o'clock. And sometimes I'd be like, why is that going down? Because I didn't participate in very many parade days, actual at the parade.
Yeah.
I'd be off street somewhere else, and then kind of, I guess, probably like you, we all of a sudden parade stops and they all come back to the bar, and it's like, whoa,
yeah,
here we go, and the party was cool, like you said, till the 4, 6, sometimes even a little bit later. But if the place you were at was open later than that, it like you said, it tended to go downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, bad things. I've seen everything. But it is what it is.
Actually, I went with the green today for the occasion. I got the scally cap. It's the Irish Rose edition. So this. If you go with the red and green here, I might as well be Santa. But
hey, it's all love it, man. So another big debate. I don't know if you've seen it this week. I wanted to kind of discuss on here. Did you see the Drew Bledsoe argument debate?
Are we talking about him being salty or that whole jam?
Kind of. So this is where it came from. I had posted that I've never lost an argument or a debate in 43 years. I don't believe I have. And if someone thinks that I haven't, then it's an open-ended debate and it's not over because I'll never quit. But This
Fair.
is, I mean, so now I'm talking to my buddy Jesse Nawasaki. This has got to be a 20-year-old argument. It's me and him. We're sitting in the Blarney Stone, and it's literally just me and him and the bartender, Tony Piazza. And we get started. This is probably a day drinking event. We were sitting there talking, and we were talking about the parade. We went to the parade together. The very first Patriots parade, when Tom Brady took over. Brady got Bledsoe took the hit from Mo Lewis on the sideline. He was out due to injury. Tom Brady got hot, so Bill Belichick had to decide: are we going to go with the kid who keeps winning, or are we going to put Drew Bledsoe back in? So no, we stuck with Brady. Everybody wanted him to stick with Brady. Drew Bledsoe, when he was healthy enough, came back and sat on the sideline, didn't say a word. He actually came back into the playoffs to throw a touchdown in the corner against Pittsburgh, didn't say a word, came right out of the game. Brady came back the next game and played again. And Drew Bledsoe did not go to the parade. Now,
Yes.
I immediately stuck up, Drew Bledsoe's my guy. Like, Brady's my guy, Drew Bledsoe's my guy. I love Drew Bledsoe. He did his job. He didn't say a word. He didn't even say anything about the parade. He just went on his way about the career. I don't think he ever even talked bad about the Patriots. And there you go. That's it. And my buddy Jesse, when we're sitting there, says he should have been at the parade. He should have. I said, no, he shouldn't have been at the parade. To the point where he got up off his seat. He was my ride and gave me double middle fingers walking backwards out the door, right? And Tony Piazza, who was the bartender, looks at me and goes, "It's only you two. What the hell was that?" I said, he's mad that Bledsoe wasn't at the parade. Just let him go. But he's like, "I never seen anything like it." Dude, we were crying, laughing the rest of the night. That's how stupid it was. You know what I mean? So give me your outlook.
So I guess I got to ask the question, because I feel like if he's on the team, they want it, he should be at the parade. Like, why would he not be at the parade?
I have to say, as a man, it's a little embarrassing to lose your job that he put in all those years. This kid comes in and then wins a Super Bowl, and is clearly going to be their guy.
Was he clearly going to be the guy the following year?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah,
but I feel like that year nobody knew that yet.
I'm talking after the Super Bowl. I'm talking at the parade. He felt like he, kind of got one up. He lost his job due to injury. What are you going to do? You're going to go there and, I mean,
Do you think maybe it's cemented that he wasn't the QB because he didn't go to the parade?
Yes. No, it was done before that. When they won. The minute they won. And maybe even before that. But Brady didn't choke. And Drew didn't talk out. He just went, got another job, and did his job. I feel he didn't know us. Now, would I have wanted him at the parade? Of course. Absolutely. But that's his choice. He chose. And now look at the other side of it. What if it was Terrell Owens? Or what if it was, one of these receivers that speaks out? But no, we don't want that. He just do your job, and that's it. That's what happened. Drew Bledsoe did very well for himself. He's selling wine, which Jesse commented, I think, "Oh, but he's good enough to come around and sell wine, right?" Yeah, he's making money, man. He did his job. I'm a Drew Bledsoe absolute lover.
So I got nothing against the guy. Like I said, I got a little different viewpoint, because, Drew got them to the point where Tom Brady could come in and win a couple games. So, to not celebrate with your team members, it does send a little bit of a message there. Understand what you're saying. There is a pride thing, I guess, and we're talking about elite level sports, but we're also talking about elite level sports where it's the other side of the coin is you did the work, they made it there, you got hurt, and now they have somebody comes in and finishes, but you did the majority of the work to get there. So obviously we know his version was no, you don't go, but
Someone else commented that there's rumors that he regretted not going, which I could see that too. Maybe, I don't know. In the moment, though, it's got to be such a weird thing. You got, I don't know. That's my opinion.
Why I said before we got into this, I was like about him being salty because I don't know that he was necessarily salty or not. I haven't had the conversation with the man. But obviously, like in those games and moments, like he literally lost his job and then somebody else won the Super Bowl. So I could see maybe a little salty, like, like
that would mean he's saltier because they won 6. I don't without him, but
yes.
he loves being a part of it. He was the one that really, started the reins. It wasn't Grogan anymore. Well, so
no, I feel like he's the one that got him in the position to win.
Yeah. So Parcells to Belichick, that wasn't a bad ride for us. We had that was climbing the ladder. Which brings me to it now. Jesse is a known Johnny Pesky hater, and that was publicly announced. And that's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother podcast. So I won't get into that. But we did argue before. I think he was on the other side of the Pete Rose argument.
Oh boy.
Which this week matters because Calvin Ridley from the Falcons got busted for making a $1,500 bet. Legal. Not legal for an NFL player, but legal. He did it on a legal app, legal sports betting, which is, it's about to, be across the board legal. But he bet on his team. He didn't bet against, he used his own team. He wasn't even playing, and he used it in a parlay. A 15. Now everybody's making a joke. Oh,
that probably cost him some dough.
11 million. That's what everybody's argument has been. Blah blah blah. But I don't know. It's just not fair when you look at what other people have gotten for beating their girlfriends. I don't know. The punishments just don't add up. I think they got to fix something now because he's betting now. If you're betting against your team and you're playing in the game and you throw the game, that is wrong. You should be banned from the sport, period. But neither Pete Rose nor Calvin Ridley did those things.
I got a question there. If he bet on a different team, is it okay?
Yes.
So stay in your lane.
I mean, does he?
I know everybody wants to say I'm the best, bet on me. Like that'd be like going out there being like, all right, I'm gonna have 100 yards this game. I'm gonna bet on it. But then now you're like, hey, like, hey, Mr. QB, like, make sure I get the ball. Like,
right,
all right,
yeah.
so.
Oh, okay, all right. I see that. I see that outlook on it. Man, that could be a prop bet. You're saying, like. Yeah, that
you could turn it like, all right, so you could turn it into different things. I mean, as soon as you open up betting on your team, on yourself, on those type things, like it opens up a large place that I don't think any of us want to see sports go to.
Right.
Whereas like, all right, all you gotta do is bet on another team. Like I know a lot of people that are into sports that have gambling problems.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that's where they're trying to keep that out of the home team. Because all right, so you bet that parlay, your team doesn't do well. Now you're the guy in the locker room instead of hyping everybody up for the next game. Bullshit. Like I just like this ain't about you. It's a team sport. Like all right, so you lost a bet? Are you shitting me? Like so I could see where the other side of it is. And I'm not saying
now
everything's right, but
here's another link. These guys play fantasy football. Essentially, some of them pick themselves.
Yes.
Now, what happens there? That's essentially what you're talking about.
Yes, I'd honestly be against that just as much as I would the other. Like, but I don't make the rules.
Right. Bottom line is just don't be a dick and don't bet, or have someone else bet for you. What are you doing?
Yes.
Get a ride if you're drunk. Don't drive drunk if you're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a dick. It's stupid. It's
That's
dumb.
actually a great analogy right there. That was awesome.
It doesn't even make sense. Like, really? But whatever. I know where I stand.
You can definitely phone a friend. You can have, like, most of these people have spouses, wives, girlfriends, or whatever. Some of them both.
Homies. They got homies.
Have somebody else put it in. Like, hey man, like I think we're gonna do good this weekend. You should probably like roll with us. Like,
I don't know. You don't have trust. You don't trust no one. I don't think so. But I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he should still be in baseball. He bet on his team. Literally, the guy has the most hits of all time. You can't. He's not going to go away. People aren't just going to forget that he got the most hits.
Pete Rose was phenomenal. I was a fan, and like you said, I mean, I think suspensions and crazy stuff, things like that, sure. To be straight ousted out of the sport for gambling, and like you said, I mean, he gambled on his team, not against his team. Not saying that's like, all right, so like gambling, but
yep.
At the end of the day, like he wasn't out there like throwing games, you know, and I mean, he was phenomenal. Like,
yep.
All right, so make him wait a couple years, and if he's still relevant, like, and they get him voted in, if it came up in the next one, they would vote him in. You and I both know that. Like, yep. I don't think it would be up for debate. Like, if he was on the ballot, it'd be like, ding, you win. Like, but.
Yep. Now that another great point that I saw, which is kind of a loophole to all that. I saw somebody say, I hope the Giants sign Barry Bonds to reset his Hall of Fame clock, which is awesome.
10 year. But we'll see. So I believe both of them should be in. I mean, when you talk about Barry Bonds, like, yeah, all right, everybody wants to be like he did steroids. Yeah. So did everybody else. Like, he was hitting against pitchers that were doing steroids. Like, I mean, that's.
Now, my thing with Barry Bonds is don't be a dick. Why did you even do steroids? You were smashing the ball before. You were already going to the Hall of Fame before. Maybe, yes. To keep his health, I don't know, because he did have a pretty long career, but don't do steroids.
That dude went from this skinny to this dude. Like, his head grew, bro. Like, there's
yeah.
You don't get into like your 30s and 40s and have a growth spurt. Like, nope.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think anybody's doubting on that part of it all. But
open the floodgates. Let everybody do steroids. I mean, that's really what the question is. Everybody should have had, the same opportunities. But
I'm pretty sure they were at that point in time. And that's kind of where, like, all right, so we've dialed it back, and that's great. But the steroid era was exciting AF.
Yep.
Like you had everybody hitting home runs. They were peeling leather off balls.
Yep. Yep. Mark McGwire was phenomenal by the end.
Yes.
He was just
he's ruined because of a guy that actually has roamed the streets in Worcester, Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. Like, he ruined a lot of people.
So as you know, I partnered with the Bravehearts, and they're doing a Worcester Tornado night, where they're going to be the Tornadoes again for the night. And I've been trying to get Jose to come on the podcast anyway, because I want to get him and Greenwell on.
Awesome.
So Canseco, I guess I don't know what happened, but I guess he said on Tornado night only, not Braveheart night. So he must not have left on good terms with them, or who knows what happened. But we also did a podcast with the Woo Sox last week, too, and that was phenomenal. Alex Richardson, shout.
Dude, that whole park is awesome. Like, I'm going to say, like, I did go to a game this year, like, went in, and I was just like, this whole setup where you can go get food, drinks, turn around, and still watch the game. I was like, there's a concept.
Oh,
like,
it's awesome, man. The way
no matter where you're at, you can see the game.
The way that park is set up, man, it's phenomenal. Like, everything.
I feel like that'll change the game for stadiums of the future, because like you can go look for merch, get food, grab a drink, turn around and see the game.
Yep.
Name another park. Most places you got to walk through the stands. Now you're in basically the tunnel and can't see shit unless it's on a screen somewhere, and most time they ain't.
Oh, we're going to be checking out a few Woo Sox games this year. So, man, shout to them. And I don't know. We got the Massachusetts Pirates got their first season win. We want to give them a shout last night, 30-27. We couldn't make it to the game last night, but we will. I'm gonna get to a few of those games down there. And we shout to Jawad. He should be on the show soon too. The owner. He boxes. He actually trains with AJ a little bit.
Okay.
So shout to the Pirates and Big Worm. I'll tell you, my man, we've had a good week. We want everybody to check out Shamrock Sports 508.com. I spent about 20 hours straight redoing this website. It's gonna have everything. I need to explain it a little bit more. We're trying to be the sports page. We're tired of the Telegram only, I don't know where they're at, but we're not happy with how they're covering the city. They're really not doing anything positive. So we're going to take it over. We're going to take it out of their hands, literally. I'm going to have set up every high school in Worcester with their own tab, we'll get people everywhere doing the film, writing the blogs, getting you guys the coverage that we need. That's our goal. So check it out, shamrocksports508.com. Also, you'll be able to get the hoodies on there soon.
I'm going to say this. If anybody out there goes to a game and they want to do a write-up and they want a guest spot on a blog, send it in, because I'm sure my man here would appreciate someone else's view as well. And
Absolutely.
I know a lot of your fans are fans.
Absolutely.
So it can be another take on it.
Shamrocksports508@gmail. If anybody wants to contribute with any kind of writing, video, we put an ad out there. I got a few hits. So we got a little bit. We want to get all the schools involved, and all Max Preps also. They're terrible. That's the high school website, I believe, linked with the MIAA. The information is not accurate for the schools that are around here. So we want a centralized place that we get everything in one spot. We think we set it up. Go check it out. Subscribe if you want. I sided with the South High girls. I'm going to put all their highlights on there. Tough loss for them this week out with Walpole.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not even ready to talk about it yet. But
that's all right. You can save that for another day.
I do want to talk about is the missing children thing going down on TikTok. There's some challenge going on. With go missing for 48 hours and scare your parents or something stupid like that.
No, that's being a dick.
I don't know. We don't really target under 18 audience. We do a lot with the high schools. So parents will watch this show. Tell your kids that's being a dick. To scare your parents, don't do it. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. All the kids have been found.
Horrible. Yes. Horrible.
And
these are we're in times where people are trying to eat Tide Pods, fucking disappearing for 48 hours. It's weird shit. When it really comes down to it, have some common sense. These people love and care, and home. They provide a home for people. To disappear for a joke is it's not funny.
No.
At the end of it all, and who knows where you're going for 48 hours, and what happens if 40 hours in, somebody snags you.
Yeah.
And then it's real.
Yeah.
Not funny, and no one wants to go through that.
Not good. It was 3, I believe, South High students this week that went missing. And I don't know the stories, but they've all been found safe. And it was the night of the game. So they had I want to talk about that too. Massive droves of people. Dude, we had 75% of that gym in the crowd, with the crowd. It didn't work out for us, but
that's support.
Yeah, it was. I want to give a shout to the parents, and Colonel Nation was strong, but we're looking forward to next year. They have an all-star game coming up the 18th at South High. We'll post all the details of it on the website. But that's what we're doing, man. Next up.
You ready for next topic, or are you still in that one?
Let's go.
Well, I want to hear about this bare knuckle. You got me all excited, and then you were like, "Well, we'll talk about it during the show." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Here we go. Last night we had my man Lottie Navarro, Cito. He was the very first fight. Bare knuckle. Man, these guys got bloodied. Unreal. It was $5. Check it out. The bare knuckle fighting championship. $5. I think there was about 12 or 13 fights.
To bare knuckles, no joke.
Yep.
Not that when these people put on like gloves, it like makes huge, but like bare knuckles, like you fighting.
Yep. Yeah. Kyle McElroy, I think his name was. Yeah, he fought, I forgot the other guy's name, but hold on one sec, my man.
You stopped the recording.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, we're back.
Sorry about that. We had a little interruption there. The meatloaf's done, my mother said. So we got.
I'm doing all I can to hold like I'm gonna piss my pants. That's
you know, like I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So back to bare knuckle. It was Kyle Mack. They went 5 rounds, dude, and I'm telling you, like it was amazing. Like some of the shots that were taken, would be game over. You know what I mean? 5 rounds of bare knuckle, just blood, man. There was a chick fight,
Yes.
blood, just it was the best $5 I ever spent. And it's.
Do you know who the chicks were?
Huh?
Do you know who the chicks were on the bare knuckle?
I couldn't tell you the names, but
Okay.
I do have the highlight reel going up tonight.
I obviously don't know who it was, but I follow a couple on Instagram that do the bare knuckle, and it's like, all right, like these girls get out there and whoop each other's ass. It's like, oh, okay, they fighting. They like not like, hey, like I'm here to pillow fight. Bullshit. I'm here to like. I wouldn't fight them. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, it was. They were both, healthy looking young ladies. By the end of it, they were all. I mean, some of the shots those girls took, but hard overall, man. Shout out to Lottie Navarro. Huge first win. He's from Doherty. We did his podcast last week. But I'll tell you, check it out. They got a few events coming up. That one was way up in New York. So I don't like it up there anymore. So well, we don't have a whiskey this week.
Nope. We're well, like I told you earlier, whatever. Like, so tomorrow I'm going to the doctor's. Got to get my. I finally, after 44 years, I'm gonna get a primary care, and we're gonna try and stick around for a little bit. So we're doing some healthy things, but I didn't want to go hard in the paint today. Show up at the doctor's, be like, this is how we do. So going a little easy today to make a trip to the doctor tomorrow, get checked out, see how this goes, and what kind of laundry list of improvements the doctor says I need to do, because this is going to be adorable.
Yep.
Treat my body like an amusement park for the last couple of years, and like, hey, let's go see how this goes down.
Yeah.
So this ought to be a riot. I'm gonna be like, yeah, me and you ain't friends, but like I get it.
Yep.
But I've made some significant life changes since I took my little hiatus there. I hit the reset button on the back of my head a couple times, and then I was like, hey, wait, we should probably make some healthy choices, from how I eat to doing little workouts. Going to try and get back to not necessarily doing big workouts like I tried to do back in the day, but just more active lifestyle, and take off a cool ton or so and see where we go from there.
It'll be easy. It's getting warmer out. We got, I think 50 degrees coming up this week, so.
I brought my kettlebells home, so I think in the morning I may start winging those things around. So anybody that knows where I live and drives by in the morning, I'll be the crazy dude fucking winging those things around in the morning. We'll go from there.
Awesome, man. I hear that. I got to get back out there too, man.
Let's do it.
Seasonal depression is, we got to snap out of it here. We're gonna snap out of it. I'm back at be a doer. Like we're not getting any younger, and the only way to defy age is to actually like fight it. And I'm in. Like I lost a few rounds there, Yep.
beaten and bruised, but like time to set up for the next battle to go around to, just being ready for life. Like even when I used to work out, like some people be like, you doing this because you trying to compete, this, that, whatever. It's like, no, like I want to be ready for life. And not like the people that say like, yo, come in and rob my house, like try me, get in my living room and I'm gonna whoop your ass. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But just like day to day, like you want to go hiking at Purgatory? Sure. Your boy says like, let's go play basketball? Sure. Like somebody says like, let's go take a hike? Sure. Somebody told me like, let's go take a hike. I'd be like, you take a hike. We're like,
Yeah.
but like to get to a point where it's like, yeah, no, that sounds fucking awesome. And I mean, we're back at motorcycle season coming right around the corner. I'll tell everybody, check all your mirrors, look around because they're coming. I know I'll be one of them. But like, take the motorcycle on a ride, go somewhere, and take a walk, see the sights. I've been saying this for years. Massachusetts is a plethora of places that you should check out. I have not checked out. I'm gonna say any of them. Like the place, like whether it's just food spots, cool spots. The history in this state is unbelievable. Like, who here can say they've been to Plymouth Rock? Not me. Probably should. Like, you have been?
Oh yeah. Save yourself the trip, man. It's just a rock. Don't even like. It's on the internet. There's no need to drive that far to see it. Now,
so I've seen it. I've seen it. And what's it like? Plymouth Rock? Like,
I think it's a rock. But now there might be some things to do down there while you see this rock. I was a kid when I went, so.
But you also said you went, like, and that's just like you got that checkbox, like, so. And I'm not saying that's the checkbox everybody's got, but there are a lot of cool places in Massachusetts and in New England in general. Like, to say, all right, pick 10 this summer, fall, spring, whatever, like, and you're gonna go check them out.
Yep.
I don't know. Don't seem like a bad time to me.
No. We're just getting back out there. Don't go too quick. Western Mass is anybody listening, if you know a cool spot in Massachusetts people should check out, comment that shit. Yep, absolutely. I agree 100%. Man, I always wanted to see the ice caves, not Massachusetts. Obviously, it's New Hampshire, but
yes,
that's one thing like that on my bucket list that I want to do. Something to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, current events. Hopefully on that page, man, I'd like to get. We were doing the hip hop show for a while. Your friend Mike, that show, man, I still got the videos from that. That was phenomenal.
So he's performing, I want to say, at Electric Haze tonight.
Okay. All
no
right.
joke. He'll be there tonight. So if anybody sees this before that goes down, like, go support. He's great. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a positive dude. I actually, he's a positive influence in my life, even though he may not know that. But like, I enjoy reading his posts as much as anybody else, and like we all feed off each other. So it's the wheels on the bus go round and round.
No doubt.
Not the running you over bus.
And he's in the Power Man competition too, right?
Strongman, yeah.
Strongman, yeah.
Which is awesome.
He's a beast,
Love
man.
that shit.
And he's got good flow. I enjoyed that show. That one was pretty good, man. At the Hangover.
Yep.
Shout to them too. They don't even need a show, man. Their food is just too good.
Fabulous.
Shout to Ziggy again, man. Ziggy Bombs, Steak and Cheeses. The truck's almost on the road. Another Worcester guy doing good, man. And she's Minnie Love on Facebook. She's doing big good.
Okay.
For my birthday, she came through with some goods. Now she does infused and non-infused, and I had the infused. I gotta say, I'm excited to even try the non-infused because it's that good. Like, taste, you know what I mean? I'm talking, She made a brownie with some caramel in it. There was peanut butter cookies, anything you can imagine. But a lot of these are popping up. She came through. Not a lot of people do that. She wished me happy birthday, said she was going to bring me some, and she did. Minnie Love, I think her business name. I don't want to quote it wrong. I think it's either M&N or M&T, but go to Minnie Love's page and check her out. Also, Brees Sweet Treats, I believe. A lot of these little bakery go-getter girls are coming up now. Julia's Sweet Treats, but
Yep.
they've all been really good. Bree gave me a peanut butter cup about that big one. I did the show for what's the sports channel there, and a few other good ones too. She was really good. Julia, I get some peanut butter balls from her. Phenomenal. So basically, I'm back on diabetes. I beat it, and now it's back. It's round 2, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. So that's where I'm at. So shout to those 3 girls. I love it, man. Worcester's, people are getting out of COVID. People are getting allowed let back in, having crowds.
And those are people doing their thing. Like they're doing it for themselves. Those are businesses.
Yep. We lost a lot of businesses through COVID. A lot of those small guys couldn't maintain, but huge shout to that, man. And
I'm all about it, and them doing their things and basically like creating businesses out of their homes, cooking.
Yeah,
I like to cook.
Yeah,
like I'm not at no point where like it spawns a business. It's wild to be like, all right, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this like for real.
yeah.
Shout out to anybody that's trying to put a business out there, make a name for themselves, and do their thing.
Seeing more and more of it. I love it.
Yep.
Love it. Love the grind. Gotta love the grind.
Get it.
Shout to the businesses too. Anybody that wants to sponsor Shamrock Sports, we could always use the help.
Yes.
We figured out quite a bit this weekend on how to get everything flowing. So keep an eye out. Jeremy, we logged another good one here.
Yep.
I'll tell you. So next week, 6:30, we'll say 6:30 is a
All right.
safe. Me and
One of these we can go real live and fire it out there and get some viewers. And if you guys have dates you want to do it, I'm down.
I really do. I want to figure it out. We need subscription if it's going to be YouTube. You know what I mean? So we'll get there. The grind is never going to stop. We're making some big moves coming up here in the next few months. So, my man.
Well, to everybody, don't be a dick.
Every week, that's what we're talking about. Jeremy, thank you again. We'll talk to you soon, my man.
You got it. Thank you.